In this video tutorial, what I would like to do is go over how you go about starting Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 and then what the interface looks like, or the application sort of overview is, so that you become familiar with where the menu systems are and the ribbon and things like that. So I'm going to go down here to the globe, and by the way, I'm running Windows 7 is the operating system that I'm running here at my home. And you may very well have Windows 8, but again, I just want to emphasize if this looks a little bit funny to you, where I'm actually running Windows 7. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the globe down here. I'm going to go to All Programs. I'm going to go to Microsoft Office, and again, I have Microsoft Office Professional installed. That's why I have programs like Access, which is one of the telltale signs that we have Microsoft Professional installed. But I'm going to go down here again. This is where you see Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Publisher, Microsoft Word. These are all in a file folder, is the way that I installed it on my computer. And what I'm going to do is go ahead up here and start Microsoft PowerPoint. And when I start that, I'm just going to go ahead here and move the screens around a little bit so it's a little bit easier for you to see what I am doing when I initially start this program. And when you first notice the open interface, if you will, here on the top is where my menu or my ribbon is located. On the left-hand side right here is where you're going to see these are the slides. So as I build more slides, you're going to see them go down, 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 and I can have as many slides as I want to. This is my work area where I'm going to be doing things like putting text, inserting pictures, graphics, things like that. Going up here on top, this is my home menu, and as normal, because I haven't really selected anything, everything is sort of grayed out. If I go down here and I clicked on something like here, you'll notice everything would sort of light up or come to life, if you will. I'm going to click back off of that. And by the way, the text that's in here is just like a placeholder telling you that this is where you would put the title in or the subtitle. Going across here, this is where I would insert things like pictures right here, clip art, photo album, charts, graphs, text boxes, things like that. Going over here is my design. So this is what my actual overall design of my PowerPoint looks like. They use the term design. Some programs call them themes, but it's just the way the colors and the text and everything sort of work together. The next thing is transitions, and this has to do with when I have a number of slides and how one slide sort of goes to the next. So in other words, I can have it transition and just slide to the left or slide to the right, or kind of zoom in, zoom out. It's the way I move from one slide to the other. This is animations, and so if I want to have text or pictures or graphics flying across my screen from the left, the right, or actually following a path, this is where I would do it. This is my slideshow. So this is one of the areas that I'm able to start a slideshow from the beginning or from the current slide. You also have things in here such as you can set it up so that you can rehearse your timing, so that you could actually have the slides sort of change based on the number of say seconds or minutes that go by, so you could get used to talking and sort of practicing, like I'm going to be on slide 1 for a minute and a half, slide 2 for 2 minutes, that kind of a thing. Then we have review, and again, my favorite tool here is spell check, because that's one of the areas that I always need my help with. And we also have research and a thesaurus here if I'm looking up for words and want to find other words that I can utilize. And then we have a view, and this is just how this view looks here. So this is my normal view, and we have a view called a slide sorter, and a notes view, and a reading view. And again, I can do things like such as turn rulers on and off. I can turn guidelines on and off, and guides. So again, if you see rulers and you want to turn them on or off, this is where you turn it. A couple other things I want to point out is that this is where you can zoom in and out. You can also go down here and use this little tool here and zoom and get larger and smaller if you'd like. In other words, we're not changing the slide. It's just so that we're able to kind of maybe get in there and work on a specific graphic and then zoom back out again. And this is works the same on all Microsoft products, if you will. And finally, you'll see this little thing here that I say add in. Now, you won't see this on your applications. I'm using a program called Camtasia, made by TechSmith, to record this video tutorial. But its add-in is something that you can add additional functionality, if you will, to Microsoft PowerPoint. And again, if you installed this add-in, this is where this would be located. It's like a lot of programs, sometimes we'll call them plugins. It's just a way to add functionality. Last thing I want to do is I'll go back here to Home, and I want to go to File, and this is where you would save as, open a project, close a project, create a new one, print, and then of course change options that you may very well have in Microsoft PowerPoint. I'm going to go back up here to Home. So again, this is going to serve as an introduction to what the overview of PowerPoint looks like, and as we move on, I'm going to be creating a PowerPoint presentation from scratch and walking you through the entire process and how that works.